Help support the companies that support our community. I use 1/4-inch plywood for these, and you can get 9 chairs out of 1 sheet of plywood. If you did kind of puzzle it together like a jigsaw puzzle, you might be able to get maybe another chair out of it, but the way I did it was I stacked them up and cut them all and sanded them all at one time, so this was the easiest way to do it. I cut the strips into 11-inch strips, and then they're 42 inches long. So what that gave me was 2 pieces of 48 and then an 11-inch strip down the middle, so I could get another chair out of that. I got 4 on each side and then 1 down the middle. So I just kind of ripped them all on the table saw, and then I took my template and traced out down the 11 by 48. I traced out the larger pieces on it, and the reason I did this was so I could stack them all up together. I just left a little bit of space so I could take it on the chop saw later and stack them up. Just cut them all the same dimensions. So I just traced around them. My grandpa used to make these years ago. He passed away in '93, and he had been making them for years before that. So I posted some pictures, and somebody was asking me if I had the plans for it. I don't, but I did look on some scroll saw websites, and they do have the plans, and I will put a link down below in the description for those. He also made larger ones for rocking chairs. So all of his grandkids had rocking chairs, and then he also did the smaller planter ones. After you rip the 11-inch pieces, you have a little strip that's left over, and that's perfect. It makes the little supports that go underneath the seat. So I'm doing this all with a bandsaw and an oscillating sander, but you can definitely do it with just a jigsaw. That's how he used to make all of his. Or if you're gonna just do a couple of them, even a router works really nice. Make one for a template and then just use a router with a bearing on it, and that would work out really nice too. Because I was doing so many of them, being able to stack them up, cut them all out at once on the bandsaw, and then turn right around and take them to the oscillating sander and sand them all, and that way they all match, they're all done at one time. It works out better if you're gonna do a bunch of them. After I got all the pieces cut out, I went ahead and stacked them all together and used that top piece, the one I drew out the template on, as the top one. So I could cut that out on the bandsaw. And then just countersink the hole into it, the spots where it was going to be cut out anyway, and then screwed them together. The only pieces you can't do that on are the small little supports that go underneath the seat, but you can, if you wanted to use double-sided tape, you could do it that way. Cut out all the pieces on the bandsaw. I have a 1/4-inch blade on there. It works really nice for something like this. It'll get around most of the corners. I just kind of try to get close to the pencil line, and I have an 80 grit sleeve on the oscillating sander, so it will clean it up really fast, and then that way you can just fine tune everything with it. After I got done with the oscillating sander, there are a few spots where you can't get into, so I left them screwed together and hand sanded those little spots. And then I took a stick, took some sticky Velcro, stuck it on that, and that worked great. It was the right size to slide down all those little grooves and clean all those up. After you get them all sanded up, you unscrew them, and then the scroll sawing begins. Big thank you to Jamie. A couple years ago, Jamie got me this scroll saw for my birthday, saying thank you, JP. So what I did is I drilled a hole down in all the little spots where I had screwed to open them up so I could get the scroll saw blade through there. And after the second one, I realized that was a bad idea. I went back through all of these and used a Forstner bit that was big enough to get the little bracket that goes on the scroll saw that holds the blade through, because it took me forever you have to unhook the blade, feed it back in there, tighten it back up. So if you can, use Forstner bit and make a bigger hole in it. So you still have to feed the blade through, but a lot less time. There were only two spots where I couldn't use a Forstner bit that was large enough to fit that in, and that's the back of the chairs, the little slot at the bottom and the little diamond up at the top. So on all of those, I had to actually unhook the blade and feed it through. But I only had 9 of those to do, so it didn't take much time. The scroll saw does a really nice job, makes a nice clean cut, and just a lot less sanding than if you were using a jigsaw. The finish I used gives it that aged wood look, so I went ahead and did all the pieces, all the little grooves and everything before I assemble them. This stuff is really thin, it's a water-based, it's like an oil, and it just kind of soaks in and gives it that aged wood look. All right, the finish is all dry, and I really like that antique look that it gives. So here is one my grandfather made, and it definitely weathered. It's seen better days, and it really wasn't out it was under a porch. It wasn't out in the rain all the time, but it is just plywood. So if you do want to make one of these and put it out in the yard, I would definitely spray over it with a waterproof finish over the top of it. And I would do it when they're still in pieces, so you can get down in all the little grooves and everything before you put it together. But as far as them locking together, they slide together like this. You can put nail in them, but you really don't have to. It's they kind of lock together pretty well. It's not like they're going to be pulled out. So there is a larger rocking chair size one, and this little tab on here, they actually make these a little bit bigger, and then they drill a hole in it, and you put a pin in there, a little piece of wood or something, and that way it locks together for a rocking chair for a kid or something. But yeah, you definitely want to secure it a little bit. But they just slide together like that, lock right in like that. And the only spot you would need to pin or glue or anything if you weren't going to take it apart would be that little tab right there. You could run a little nail in there, or just glue it. And then a little planter goes in there just like that. So I'm gonna get all these boxed up and mail them out. But yeah, it's a fun project, and like I said, they've been around for years. I will have a link down below in the description. The one I found a couple of them. You know what, I'll put both of them down in the description, because one of the plans is like $17, and it's just the plans. It looks like a lot nicer chair, but the other one I found, it was like $3 or something for the plans for that one, and I'm sure they're the same dimensions and everything. One of them might be a larger rocking chair, but I thought they were both the smaller set here. And anything you want to do to decorate these on the sides or in the middle there, or even down in here, it doesn't affect the way it goes together, so you can cut these out however you want or decorate them. Robin painted the one with grab it real quick, with the bee, the flower looks awesome. Where she's gonna, this one's hers. I'm gonna get that all put together too. But yeah, you can paint them, decorate them however you want. I saw a couple on there that had like hearts and stuff in them and just different things. But it's a fun project, and they're not very expensive. Great little, you know, springtime gift. And the planter, I just picked that up at the home store. I would, if you're gonna make one, and you do, I would buy the pot first because they're all different sizes. Actually, the ones my grandpa made, this size here is, I'm not sure what that is. Hang on. That's a little over 4 inches, but I'm not sure where I got those pots because I couldn't find a pot that was that size. So I had to modify these to a little smaller pot, and those are, I believe they were 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 inches. So I just modified the hole a little bit to fit that size pot. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago, so obviously pot size has changed. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a fun little project. So we'll get back to turn in next week. All right. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.